the time that I got married until now, even when there were hard times, my wife and I would always tithe first. No matter what the circumstances, no matter if we didn't have the money that we needed for bills or for groceries at the time, we'd always go ahead and set the tithe to the side first, because we knew that that was going to be the most important thing that we did in the month. From that point on, God really started to bless our family. I moved from having to work 2 jobs at one point to just support our family to the job that I'm at now, where I was able to support the 2 of us just on 1 wage. Ellen and I really felt that that was a major blessing, because it meant we got to spend more time together. So we even started seeing God's blessing just on different areas of our lives, not just the finances. When I moved to having just 1 job, Ellen was also able to get a job because she had finally gotten her green card and her work permit. And at that point, we were able to increase our tithe just based on the fact that we both now had 2 good paying jobs. It was never a question of whether or not we would continue paying tithe just because our salaries went up. We always knew that when that happened, that we would always set aside the extra for the tithe. From the time that Ellen got a job, our expenses had really started to go up because we purchased a house, we got 2 cars, we started kind of down the whole family road. And of course, when you start adding those up, your expenses start going up. We went from paying rent to almost paying double that for a mortgage. And with all of that, we started thinking about having a family, of course. And when we started thinking about having a family, we really wanted to be able to have Ellen stay home with our children. At that point in time, we started looking at the money situation, because obviously we don't want to go into further debt to sustain our lifestyle. So we started looking at all the numbers and everything, and one of the biggest things we looked at was the fact that we needed to get our debts down. God really came through in a couple of different ways for us, through some bonuses at work, through extra pay raises for Ellen, and we were able to pay down both of the cars that we had and completely pay them off. We went back and looked at the money situation again. We were still a little bit short. So we kept praying, the whole time we kept praying, God, we want to be able to have Ellen stay home with our son. And so at that point in time, we just didn't know what to do. Ellen was coming up on her summer vacation. She was going to need to give notice to her work that she wasn't coming back. And so we also kept looking at the finances. Well, my job decided at that point in time that they wanted to do an evaluation on our area for finances and for wages. It came to light that Pensacola was not up to the point where they should be, and so Pensacola, everybody in the company pretty much got a raise at that time. Well, with that raise, that gave us just enough to cover all the expenses we need and to allow Ellen to be able to stay home from work to raise Thomas. Ellen and I really believe that the reason that God blessed us so much was because we had both been tithing for such a long time. It wasn't the monetary blessings that was the biggest part of it, though. It was the fact that we were able to have Ellen stay home on 1 income to raise our child, which is something that we really passionately believed was something that we needed and something that we really wanted. So God really allowed us to have what was in our hearts for our family because of the fact that we were faithful to Him and faithful to tithe and faithful to believe His promises.